Good morning, everyone. Gene Nichols with you, and so happy to have with us Andrea Hecht, Tools for Tomorrow Executive Director. She's here to tell us what it does and how, after 14 years, she is now running the organization, with a lot of help, of course, from her friends. Andrea, welcome. Great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. So excited to get to talk to you, Gene. I hear you every morning on the radio.
Thanks so much, Andrea. We appreciate your listening each morning. What should we know about Tools for Tomorrow?
Well, Tools for Tomorrow is a free after-school and online arts literacy program. We integrate creative writing, art, music, and theater for children ages 8 to 11. And we have been in the desert since 1999, so almost 22, 23 years. Founded by Rachel Druten, who was a docent with La Quinta Arts Foundation. She donated her time, volunteered with the Palm Springs Art Museum, and got together with a friend in Desert Hot Springs. She started the program with 4 schools in Desert Hot Springs in 1999.
It's quite an undertaking to start something and then 2 decades later see it come to fruition. But to have that initial drive, that initial passion to say, I think this is what we need and here's how to go about it, that takes quite a leap, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, a lot of times when the budgets get cut, the arts are the first to go. So she had that vision to bring the arts back into the schools and to provide the after-school integrated arts program that now, after the pandemic, is really providing the social-emotional learning that the kids need after being away from school for over a year. They're coming back into the schools, and the schools are inviting Tools for Tomorrow to come in and work with the kids. They're coming back apathetic and disconnected, withdrawn. The kids have suffered substantial academic setbacks. They're suffering from depression and anxiety. The kids have forgotten how to share. They don't remember how to take turns. The arts gives the kids an opportunity to collaborate, to communicate, to work together, to have the conversations that help them have the empathy to, again, work on their self-esteem, creativity. Covers a lot of things that the kids are really needing right now after the pandemic.
In the fall of 2021, you were online, and now here we are in 2022, eager to get back to the room for the folks like you who provide the programs and for the kids who benefit from them. When we talk about arts and we talk about music and we talk about theater, does this run the entire gamut in terms of kids using instruments, kids using their voices? Are they learning to read and write music? Does it get down to all of that?
It covers the basics of art, writing, music, and drama. They might listen to a piece of music. For instance, we like to use Peter and Wolf. They'll listen to the music. They learn about the different instruments in the orchestra. They learn about the story and the animals. Then they might draw pictures. They might draw how they're feeling. Then they might put a dialogue to that. So they'll write a play, and then they could go from there. They could create costumes. And each class ends in a culminating performance or art show that they then do for the students in their classroom, at their schools, their parents. It involves the whole community.
And what age or what grade does this begin at, Andrea?
It's grades 3 through 5, so ages 8 to 11, and that tends to be the time in their academic careers when they are transitioning from learning to read to reading to learn. So kids that are falling behind in their academics can really benefit from the arts.
And Tools for Tomorrow, I would imagine, is going to benefit quite a bit from this Coachella Valley Spotlight grant that it recently received from the H.N. and Francis C. Berger Foundation, $25,000. It can go a long way, can't it?
Oh, yes. I mean, it will help us expand. There are 50 elementary schools in the Coachella Valley. Before the pandemic, we were holding programs in 14 of those schools. During the pandemic, we had to go online. We actually saw kids signing up for the program from 24 schools around the valley. So now as we transition back into the classroom, we're hoping to be in 21 schools next year and then also continue our online programs so that we can continue reaching out to the children who don't have the programs in their schools.
Are these programs taught by teachers and instructors who are already at those schools, or are these private individuals who are actually with Tools for Tomorrow, Andrea?
It's both. We have teachers who are certificated teachers in the classroom, and then we also have teaching artists. So anybody who has a passion for the arts or has experience in at least one of the fine arts and has some experience working in the classroom or is passionate about working with kids can work with Tools for Tomorrow. We have a standards-based curriculum that we use, so we do train our teachers and provide support in lesson plans and social emotional learning.
We are speaking with Andrea Hecht, Tools for Tomorrow Executive Director. Been there 14 years. Congratulations. You were recently promoted to Executive Director. That's quite an undertaking. Tell us what your first emotions were when you learned of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I was very excited. I've been with the program for 14 years. I feel like I've grown up with the program. I've raised kids of my own, and one is now in college and one is officially a senior in high school. So they've sort of grown up through the program and through the arts. I think I learn something new every year. I especially love volunteering in the classroom and observing the classroom. I try to do a lot of reading and additional courses on arts and social emotional learning to bring that to our teachers and to the program.
When kids learn things that aren't necessarily academic, things like music, drama, the arts, it opens up a whole new world for them aside from just learning things like math and science, though I will be the first to admit math and science should be the priority. But it gives them a whole different viewpoint on how they can experience learning and see the world around them for a little bit more than just a textbook, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. One of our schools is Harry S. Truman, and they are a STEM school, so science, technology, engineering, and math. And the teacher at that school happens to be a certificated classroom teacher. She incorporates the STEM and the arts together in her Tools for Tomorrow program. So she was teaching origami, and she was able to talk about the shapes of a parallelogram and remind the kids the different kinds of triangles. And she's also done perspective, and when you're playing instruments, you're also experiencing the vibration. The watercolors, you're looking at chemistry and how colors mix together, and the water and if you put a crayon wax on a piece of paper and then try to do watercolors over it, you see how the crayon kind of resists the water. So it's another way to experience the sciences. And then the sciences also, doctors, engineers, they need creativity, and they need to be able to view things in a different way, be able to see the detail. They need to have the ability to come up with different ways of solving problems, so problem solving also.
The STEM, as you mentioned just a moment ago, in some places has been expanded to be called STEAM because it's now incorporated the A for arts in there along with the science, technology, engineering, and math, which obviously is a good thing, though the really good paying industries, of course, are still based on a lot of what you know in terms of science and math, right?
California is a creative industry. It runs on a creative economy. And even in engineering and math, employers are looking for new employees that have that creativity, have that ability, that leadership ability too. That's another thing that they're getting in the Tools for Tomorrow classroom. There are conversation, communication. They're learning to talk to their teachers and volunteers. We bring volunteers into the classroom, so they're getting that intergenerational conversation. They're really developing leadership skills and life skills that employers need for the future.
Toolsfortomorrow.org is the website. How about a phone number if someone wants to contact you and learn more about your programs, Andrea?
The phone number is 760-601-3954.
Congratulations on the 14 years you've been with the organization, on your new promotion to executive director, on the $25,000 grant that you've got. I mean, everything's coming up roses.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. It's been a good year.
And here we are thinking that COVID's going to get the best of us, and maybe the best is yet to come for Tools for Tomorrow. It sounds like you're on a great path for growth going forward.
We are, and we are so excited to be able to offer this. We are expecting to have over 1,000 students next year.
In the fall of 2022?
Yes, and we are so excited to be moving back into the classroom. It's so great to have that personal connection again in the classroom.
for everyone involved, the teachers and the students, with the students benefiting, but there's a lot of benefit to teachers as well, which is why a lot of teachers stay in that profession for so many years, because it is satisfying for them.
Yes, yes, we're seeing that the teachers are burnt out. They need support, and we're finding the arts really benefiting the teachers and the students. They're finding comfort in it, motivation, and excitement through the arts.
Well, continued success for Tools for Tomorrow. Again, the website, toolsfortomorrow.org, and we appreciate your joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
That is Andrea Hecht, Tools for Tomorrow Executive Director, joining us here on Community Roundup. I'm Gene Nichols.